Yo, 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 traders, how are we? Welcome to the live stream. Trader Tom here from Simply Forex. How the devil are you? Hope you're all well, guys. The plan of attack for today is for me to firstly show you a trade that I took and the reasons for that. It was from one of my trade ideas in this morning's vid. Secondly, there is no news, so we won't take a look at that. That will be pointless. And thirdly, it's your opportunity, guys, to ask as many questions as you like about trading, right? I'm with you for 40 minutes, and it goes like this, yeah, because I enjoy it. But yeah, please ask as many questions as you like, guys. Yeah, anything to do with trading, could be, strategy, planning, psychology, money management, risk, sport and resistance, where did Tom get his hair cut? Anything you like, guys, all right? So that's the plan of attack. Also, has anyone been watching the Olympics? I have watched precisely none. Yeah, isn't that bad? I should at least watch like a couple of Great Britain athletes, right? I haven't watched any of it. I hear there's a bit of controversy about like women that are men in the boxing. That seems a little unfair to me, I must say. Yeah, what else did I hear about the Olympics? That's about it. That's the big controversy, right? And the Seine in France is polluted, so they couldn't do the triathlon. Sorry, I am focusing on the negative news of the Olympics. Let's focus on the positive. Anyway, you're not here to talk about the Olympics. Let's talk trading. So we're going to start with a trade that I took, guys, right? And I've got sort of in and out of this trade, really, because it's against daily trend, but I knew this, right? So if we look at the weekly chart, I pointed this out, right? This range here, basically price is just hitting this range, right? Potentially all the way up to here. Okay, you can see this trend line, right? And we've been getting a nice bullish reaction off this level. If we drop to the day chart, you can see that bullish reaction, right? However, on the day chart, it is in a downtrend, right? That is not up for debate. That is a downtrend. Okay. As soon as we break these lows in here, we are getting lower lows. We're in a downtrend. So it wasn't against trend trade. And all I did, guys, is this, right? It's very, trading is simple, but I don't like using the word simple because I know how difficult it can be, right? It's the simplest, most difficult thing you'll ever do, right? And there you go. Trading is just one big contradiction. Everything about trading, it contradicts itself. You give me a point, make any point about trading in the live chat, and there will be a contradiction to it, right? But all I did, guys, was this, okay? Now, I can see this is a level here. You can see this is potential resistance, and you can see this is a really nice psychological level, right? So all I said to myself was this, right? We're in a H4 downtrend, but as soon as price breaks this level, right, I will buy it up to the psychological level. And that was it, right? I'll tell you where I put my stop loss, etc., and the reasons why. But that was it, right? I was just buying basically a break of trend, a break of structure, and then taking that to the next level of resistance, right? Again, very logical, simple stuff. I'm not going to use the word simple, but very logical stuff, right? It's not complex. Now, for me to get any kind of risk to reward here, okay, I use the H1, right? So bear with me here, guys. It was a H4 trend. It was a H4 trade, but I used the H1 to place my stop loss, right? You're probably thinking, right, what the hell is Tom on about? I am going to explain. Okay, then I'm going to say hello to everyone. Getting a lot of hellos. Good. So H4 trade, right? It broke H4 structure. Bang. We're in a H4 uptrend. We're above the moving average 20, right? We like that daily candle and that and this trend line, right? Now, normally if I got a slight retrace as well, okay? I've got a retrace literally to there. Now, if you just traded the H4, really, you would have to put your stop loss there, right? You would. And this would be your target. Okay, so all of a sudden your trade wouldn't make sense, right? You don't want this to be your reward and for this to be your risk, right? Doesn't make sense. So how I trade, how I use the H1 is this, right? You can see on the H1, we also got this structure break, right? Bang, yeah, in an uptrend, okay? And then so instead of using this last H4 low here as a stop loss, I didn't use that. I just used this last H1 low as a stop loss and put my stop loss in here, right? And then the trade made sense or made more sense. It was still a little bit under 1:1, but the trade made more sense, guys. All right. So, you know, this is how I use multiple time frames for not only finding high probability trades, but looking for stop loss placement. Yeah. And what else do I use it for? Yeah. Looking for stop loss placement, targets, support and resistance levels, you know, use multiple time frame analysis. It will not let you down. It's like Sure deodorant, right? It won't let you down. There's a plug for Sure. Hopefully we'll get a lifetime supply of Sure delivered to my door. Guys, right, let's see who's in the house. Colin, how are you, mate? CJ, afternoon crew. Michael, how are you? Vanessa, how are you? Vanessa Toussaint. This sounds very French. Please tell me if I am wrong. Michael's got a question. We'll take a look at that. Greg, good day, Greg. This is exactly what we was talking about in class today, Greg. Say it with stone, euro, US dollar. Yes, we'll do that. Father Sunglasses, hello. Connor, hello. Shreyas, hey, hey. So, hello, guys. Okay, so Michael and Colin basically asking, could you please tell us about the swing trading, right? So, I'm an intraday trader. So this is interesting, right? Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of an explanation, right? So if we go to the weekly chart, right? And we're looking at this. You know, I've just shown you this, but let's just recap, right? We're clearly in an uptrend, okay? And you can see this trend line is being obeyed, right? And we've got a reaction this week at that level, right? I could even do this, right? You know, you normally get symmetrical trend lines like this, right? I can even draw that. So from a channel trend line point of view, really, we could take it up to the top of the channel, even past these highs. Not that I would do that, right? But if I'm a swing trader and I see this, right? I see a nice bullish reaction at the bottom of this, at this trend line, and we're in an uptrend, right? You could just buy this, yeah, off the back of yesterday's daily candle. So this daily candle, right? You could just buy this and give it a little bit of room below here. Put your stop loss down here, yeah, with your target to be back up to these daily and weekly highs, right? At this point, you're probably getting around 1:2, okay? And that would be a swing trade, right? It's looking at the weekly and the daily. We've got to bounce off this lower trend line, and I'm just trying to take it back up to the highs, okay? So I would buy this trade, I would forget about it, and I would come back in April 2027 to see this. No, I'm only joking, right? It doesn't take that long. But I would come back, you know, I don't know, you know, how long would that take? That would take a week, couple of weeks, right? And I would just leave this trade for a week or two. And that is swing trading, right? And it's no coincidence that all the other Aussie dollar pairs are setting up as well, right? So that's a swing trade. And if you think of swing trading, it's about your time frame, right? So I'm looking at daily and weekly. It's also about how many setups you get, right? You're not going to get many setups, swing trading, right? And it's also about the amount of pips you take out of the market, right? If this goes to fruition, word of the day, right? We would make 200 pips, right? And we're risking, yeah, about 100 pips, right? So it's all about scale with swing trading. You're just looking at the bigger picture, and therefore you are in trades longer. You are going to get less setups. You're going to take more pips out of the market, etc. Right? Now, how I approach this is like this, right? I'm an intraday trader, so I'm interested, as I've already, taken profit out of the market. Let me show you the trade, guys. Yeah, just in case you want to see it, right? So earlier today, yeah, early this morning, this was the trade, right? And then it hit take profit. So this was Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar buy. If you want all of my trade signals, guys, and tutorials, strategies, access to me, you can ask me questions, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. This is what you're looking at right now. Let me close this. But from my point of view, I drop down to the H4. Right now, all I'm looking for is a break of structure and to take it to the next piece of resistance. Right? Take my pips. I closed 80% at this level. Right? Now, if you think of it like this, that's an intraday trade. And funnily enough, we were discussing this in the VIP, right? So that's an intraday trade. I'm in and out. I was in that literally for about an hour, right? Took profit. But I'm fully aware of this big swing trade that's possible, right? And I will leave the remaining 20%. Remember, I'm still in this trade for 20%. And this will become a swing trade. So arguably, you have the best of both worlds, right? I've traded intraday, took some profits. The 20% I'm going to let run. If it comes down and hits my stop loss, I've still made money. If it goes up and hits those weekly highs, I've made a lot more money, right? Simple as that, guys. But yeah, I'm going to do a video on this in the VIP Trading Academy as well. I'm going to post it tomorrow. I always post on Wednesdays. So I'll put it in there, guys, about the different systems you can trade and what type of trader you want to be. Yeah, I'll do a vid on this tomorrow, guys. All right. So, Michael, Colin, I hope that helps you with the swing trade idea. Right. Who else we got in the house? Okay, Vanessa, I'm Haitian. Haitian, well, I hope you are safe, Vanessa. I know there's quite a bit of turmoil in Haiti at the moment. So, yeah, I watched a documentary earlier on the interim prime minister of Haiti. This is the sort of things I watch. And they've only been in charge for 6 weeks, but they're trying. There you go. Rich Paul, what's up? Heath, how are you, Heath? For Pello, hello, guys, how are you? Right, what's the next question? Euro, US dollar. Say it with Stone. This is very surprising that you chose Euro, US dollar. Right, guys, and also, guys, before I start looking at Euro US dollar, if I could ask everyone, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to the channel, yeah? Smash that notification button so you always receive an alert when we post a vid. And if everyone could please smash the like button. It keeps the crazy editor happy, all right? While you smash that like button, I'm going to have a quick drink. And I know what you always ask me what I had for lunch, guys. I know this is like top priority for everyone. I had a tuna salad today. I'm trying to eat very healthy this week. I do normally eat healthy. I'm just extra healthy this week. Anyway, not important. Let's look at Euro US dollar, right? Let's start with the weekly chart. So a couple of things here, guys, right? So weekly, we are in an uptrend, right? But these last highs are not breaking as yet, but we are getting higher lows, right? So we're in an uptrend. We're almost in like an ascending triangle, right? Is really what we're in, okay? But we're in an uptrend and we're just hitting a shed load of resistance. If it's not this resistance, it's the resistance just above it, right? So if you think about that, if it's just resistance, and even if we break out of there, right, if I drag this across, right, there's more resistance. And this is weekly, guys. Like when I draw my weekly chart, I normally have one gray zone up here, yeah, and then one down here. But these are all weekly levels, weekly, right? So there is a lot of big resistance if you go north with euro US dollar. So just looking at that, I don't really want to buy euro US dollar. There's no room here. Okay. However, we are in an uptrend. Well, we're getting higher lows anyway. So it's a tricky market right now for all of those reasons. You've got lots of contradictions, right? Now, if we drop down to the day chart, right, there's that level that's holding, right? You can see it's been previous resistance and now it continues to be resistance. But again, right, we are in an uptrend. Yeah, because remember, we were selling euro US dollar for a little bit, right? But then we just got this crazy candle off the back of NFPs on Friday, right? And that just broken structure, and this US dollar weakness has continued, right? But now we've hit resistance. So again, I'm just not interested in euro US dollar. Yeah, if you ever see a market, right, like this in an uptrend, but it's hitting resistance, I know I won't have a trade for a long time, right? Because I need to wait for a structure break, something like this, right? We get a structure break. And this may take days, weeks to happen. Yeah, because I want to be with trend, 98% of the time, but I don't want to buy this, right? It's at resistance. So euro US dollar is disgusting at the moment. That's the technical term for it. It's just untradeable for me. If you said, Tom, you have to trade it, otherwise we will pull your toenails out, then because of all this weekly resistance, right, and we're getting this bearish reaction, I would probably look for sells back down towards the moving average 20 and this area here. So I'd look for sells down to 108.75. Yeah, that's what I would look for. Looking at this, has H4 structure broken down? No, not yet. Okay, I'm sure H1 has. Yeah, so H1's breaking down. So what I'd like to see, guys, really is what's going to happen. I'm going to predict the future here, right? This previous level through here is continuing to be a level, right? That is really the last low we got to go on. And there's also lots of movement at this level before. Moving average 20 catches up, right? That is going to be a good area for buying. Then once price comes back up into this gray zone, yeah, and we start making lower highs, something like this, right? So this is what's going to happen, right? Price is going to come up, it's going to come down. This is a nice area for buying. Price will come back up into this gray zone. Then I want to see a bearish reaction. I want to start seeing lower highs, potentially a break of this level, and then I will look to sell, basically, because I'm not interested in buying it. So there you go. Say it with Stone. I hope that helps. Rich Paul, what's up? Heath, how's it going? Nor, how are you, Nor? Anonymous user. Okay, this is very mysterious. Hi, Tom. Is your 20 moving average a simple MA, exponential, or smoothed or weighted? This is a simple moving average. Everything I show you is simple. And I mean that in a good way. Not like simple is a bit dim. I mean it's simple as in it's just logical stuff, right? But yeah, simple moving average. I use it as dynamic support and resistance. I use it to tell me how overbought, oversold prices. Yeah, I use it visually to help me. It's got a lot of uses for me, that. Right, pound US dollar. Okay, anonymous user, we'll look at pound US dollar. I just like Aya's question here. Can we please do US dollar and that's the South African rand together as one big family? Yes, we can, because you've said one big family. So let's look at that. US dollar, South African rand, right? Let's have a look at FXCM. Right, and guys, before we analyze, I'm going to take these away. Let's take all of this away. Let's do a completely naked chart, right? I'm going to rename this YouTube channel The Naked Trader, right? It'll get a load more hits. Sex sells, right? I'm only joking. I'm not going to do that. And I'm losing my trail of thought. What I was going to say, guys, if you would like to join our trading community, then please do so, right? If you want to talk to like-minded traders, yeah, I as a member, share knowledge, share ideas, share trades, then please come join our free Discord channel. Right? If you would like more than that, and you would like access to my trade signals, you would like access to my tutorials and strategies, and you would like direct access to me, as in you can ask me questions, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. Also, right now, if you sign up with one of our brokers, guys, you can get into the VIP Trading Academy for free if you deposit within the broker. All right, check it all out. I'm sure the editor is sending you links right now. Right, US dollar against the South African rand. Aya, I assume you are from South Africa, hence the interest. So let's look at the weekly chart, right? Let's put some support and resistance levels in. Okay, there's one. Right, here's another one. Okay, right, so yeah, I would say, because basically, guys, I'm only going to put in the support and resistance that is of interest to me. Okay, and that's it really for the time being. Yeah, if it breaks that level, we've broken a high, we're in an uptrend. And if it breaks below this level, right, that's a continuation of trend. Okay, there is this level here, right? I would also put a gray zone there because that's almost like a separate level from this level. Okay, so let's draw this out as well, right? And then if I was selling the South African rand, I would look for this as a target in here. So this is 17.60 thousand level, right? So I've got my support and resistance in. Now let's look at trend, structure, candlesticks, support and resistance, value, right? Now, if we look at structure, this is clearly in a downtrend stroke range, right? We are getting lower highs, right? These highs are holding and we're getting lower lows. Okay, so straight away, if we're in a downtrend stroke range, I would look for sells from this level, right? So this is potentially a really nice level for sells right now. Okay, because price you can see is just ranging between here and here. This is a downtrend. So again, logical stuff, guys. Yeah, it means that sells from here makes sense. Okay, and the previous weeks, right? Look at these wicks we're getting. Look at these wicks at that level. Okay, so it'd be interesting to see how this weekly candle finishes. So weekly chart, I'm looking to sell this market. All right, now, as you know, I do a top-down approach. So let's look at the day chart. And I was asking, can we do this as one big happy family? and I am just greedy and doing it all. But I'm going to carry on as I've started. Now, again, we're going to do the same, guys. I will look at, do I want to add any more support and resistance levels? The answer's no. I think they're all there, right? Yeah, so support and resistance levels, I don't want to change, right? And if you look at this structurally, so that there's that weekly range we're seeing, right? But there's more action than that on the day chart, right? It's scruffy. I'll give you that, right? So this is what we're seeing. This is where I'd say we're at. Okay, so we are currently getting lower lows, and these highs again are still holding, right? So I'm still inclined to sell this pair as well, right? Yeah, just to reiterate that, I think that is a low and it's broken, and we've reverted back to these highs which haven't broken. Yeah, all this wick closes back into these wicks. That is not a break of structure. Okay, so I also think daily is in a downtrend. So the more I look at this, I think US dollar South African rand is a good selling opportunity. I am a little bit conscious of the fact that we're above the moving average 20, right? These are things that go against the sell idea, right? But yeah, and there is also this, right? Some, you know, you could argue we're seeing this, and then you have higher lows, and we're at these highs, right? So it's not crystal clear, but overall, my bias would be to sell from this level. Now, obviously, guys, I just don't sell this level. I want to see what's happening now on the H4 chart, right? Okay, and on the H4 chart, you can clearly see we're in an uptrend, right? We're in an uptrend currently. And you can clearly see a pivotal level, right? Again, very, I've got to stop saying, but it's just logical, right? So if this level breaks, I'm interested. Yeah. So if we put a gray zone in there, just a little one, right? And price did this, right? Let's say it did this, and it just sort of did this, and then bang, we break the low. Once we break, itchy nose, not picking my nose, just itching my nose. If we get a break of this last low, then we start to see lower lows, right? Potentially lower highs. We're in a H4 downtrend. Then I would look to sell from this level back down to these lows, put my stop loss above here. This would represent a very nice trade. Okay, moving average 20 would probably come around something like this. Yeah, it would tick all my boxes. That sounded like a sexual innuendo. So that's where we're at, guys, right? I'm not willing to short this now. Have we had a H1 structure break? Yes, probably. Let's take a look. Okay, but then that's broken back up. So yeah, we did have a structure break, right? Bang, broken. Yeah, H1 downtrend, but now it's built back up. So my bias is to sell this, but this is not ready to be sold, right? I always say this, guys, you want to get in at the right price. Yeah, not necessarily the early price. You want to get in at the right price. And right now, H1 is in an uptrend. H4 is in an uptrend, right? So we need to see, itchy nose, we need to see structure breakdown. And then I think you'll have a good sell on your hands. So Aya, there is a very long example of a top-down approach. So I hope that helps. Right, we did have one before that, pound US dollar. So we've got a lot of people looking at US dollar. We've got pound US dollar. Savin wants to look at New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Okay, so let's start with the dollar index. If you're looking to buy or sell any US dollar major, and buy US dollar major, pound US dollar, euro US dollar, Swiss franc, US dollar CAD, you know, any of those, we need to look at the dollar index, right? And we need to work out what the hell this is doing, right? And this, I'm going to adjust this. Okay, this is broken out of this trend line and it's in a downtrend, right? You can see price respecting this trend line that I drew. It came back up to there and then it's just broken down. So US dollar, this just tells you how strong or weak the dollar is. US dollar is in a downtrend, right? But it is at support. So this doesn't help us. All right. See you later, guys. See you next week. No, I'm only joking. But this doesn't, you know, it's not giving us too much away for the US dollar, right? It's in a downtrend, which means there's sellers of the US dollar, but we're hitting support. So that means there's also buyers of the US dollar, right? So that's not giving us a lot of help, but always take a look at the dollar index. So let's have a look at pound US dollar, right? Again, if you look at the weekly chart here, this is an old target, guys, right? Let me remove that. If you look at the weekly chart on pound US dollar, right? Well, let's do this one together, right? We are going to do this one as one big happy family, right? So weekly chart, guys, right? Everyone get involved. Please leave a comment to my question in the live chat. So pound US dollar, weekly chart. As with any asset you ever trade, you have three options. You can buy this market, you can sell this market, or you can stay out of this market, right? So pound US dollar, weekly chart, which one would you do? Please leave your answer in the live chat. I'm going to have a drink while you think and put down your answer. Okay, so Michael would stay out of the market. Heath would stay out. Anonymous user, weekly uptrends, so buys based on weekly. Okay. I would stay out. Offman would stay out. Please bear in mind, guys, this is a weekly candle and it hasn't finished forming yet. Fergal, always reminds me of Fergal Sharkey. Now I'm showing my age. And Fergal, I assume you're from Scotland. I like to make these assumptions on people's names. Okay, Fergal would stay out. CJ would buy. Kibria, how are you? Kibria would stay out. Fapello would be looking for buys. So the majority is stay out, right? And or buy. No one's selling, okay, which is good. Yeah, you shouldn't be, right? So let's take a look at this, right? Now, if you look at the weekly chart, right, just look at trend, we are clearly in an uptrend. Island, Fergal, I apologize, I wasn't even close. So we're in an uptrend, right? And I think we are at a very, very nice level for buys. Yeah. Why is it a nice level for buys? Well, the previous weekly candle, remember this hasn't formed yet, is telling us there's a lot of buyers in here, right? That's not me making it up. That is that candlestick telling you that, right? So there's lots of buyers sitting in there. And we are at this support level. And we're at the moving average 20, which is dynamic support. So I think this is a very good buying level, right, on the weekly chart. This could be your target. So I would say buy. I would say I would buy this market. Now, I know a lot of you have said stay out because of this weekly candle, and I get that, but it hasn't finished forming yet. Right? We cannot make an opinion based on this candle because it hasn't formed, right? We can only make an opinion on this candle. So I would buy pound US dollar on that weekly chart, right? But let's get more data, let's get more information. And, and guys, it's again logical. If you're going to make any business decision ever in all of your life, throughout your life, through all your parents' life, through your ancestors' lives, any business decision they've made or you've made, you have collated data to make that decision, right? So all we're doing here is, by looking multiple time frames, is collating more data to make the best decision we can, right? Logical. If we go to the day chart now, right? Now, the same question again. Remember, this candle hasn't finished forming, right? Same question, pound US dollar daily chart. Would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? So everyone, please give us your answer right now. CJ, okay, nice to hear. This method single-handedly has saved my trading career since March. CJ, that is bloody good news. Glad to hear it. CJ's part of the VIP, guys. If you want to get involved on the VIP, CJ will wax lyrical about it. Yeah, so come join. Right, Michael, stay out. Savin, stay out. CJ, stay out. Heath, stay out. Kibria, stay out. Fergal, stay out. Anonymous users, stay out. Nufal would sell. Right? Anyone else? Any more for any more? So let's say 95% of you have said stay out of the market. Right? Now, even if I started trading yesterday, right, and I have 95% of the small sample that we've done has told me to stay out, I would probably stay out, right? And I have to agree, because we're in a downtrend. It's difficult to really plot this downtrend. It's like creeped down, but we're in a downtrend, okay? But we are at support, right? We showed you this support on the weekly chart. And if we just come across here, you can see it's been support on the daily chart. It's just had many, 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 many touches, right? And also important for me is this big psychological level, this 127,000, right? So we're in a downtrend, but I don't want to sell into support. And this level right here is that weekly low. So now you have to start piecing the data together, right? You just don't get the data and discard it, right? We're going to start putting this data together. So what did the weekly tell us? The weekly said we're potentially at a good buying area, right? The daily has told us to stay out, really, yeah, because we're in a downtrend. So if you think about that, we're at a bit of a no trade, right? So what would I need to see for pound US dollar to become attractive again, right? So what I would like to see is, this downtrend changes every time. Something like this, right? We get a retrace, yeah, and then we get bang. We get a break of trend, yeah. We just take structure, we wait for a break of the last high, and then because of that weekly chart as well, I would be happily buying pound US dollar back up to these highs. All right, guys. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what happens with pound US dollar. What I would say, if this bearish candle stays like this, I think we're coming down to the next piece of support, right? Again, logical, right? If we get a candle that closes, let's say the candle finishes like this, That is probably the best candle I have drawn to date. Yeah, but if we get a candle like this that holds on to these lows, then potentially it has room to the upside from there. So this level right now will be interesting. If it breaks, we're coming down to these lows. Yeah, if we get a bit of a retrace, I think we're coming up to the next level of resistance. So there you go, guys. Thanks for getting involved. Yeah, it would have been very awkward if you hadn't answered my questions. All right, guys. So we had some other questions in here as well. So what are we looking at here, guys? Right, we're going to look at one more. Okay, Nor. I know Nor is part of the VIP Trading Academy. So Nor, we're going to look at Euro, New Zealand dollar. And to be honest with you guys, Euro, New Zealand dollar, Euro, Aussie dollar, Pound, Aussie dollar, Pound, New Zealand dollar, these are highly, highly correlated, right? So let's have a look at Euro, New Zealand dollar. Before I do, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash the notification button. And if everyone could please smash the like button. If you're interested in joining our community, come join our free Discord. Also, guys, come join our Trading Academy if you would like my signals, tutorials, strategies. And also don't forget our promotions with our recommended brokers. Right, Euro, New Zealand dollar, weekly chart. Right. This is a big weekly level, right? I'm just looking left, right? We've obviously got another big weekly level over here, but you have to understand that's probably about, 600 pips, right? And it's not really come into play just yet. Right, there you go. Right, it's about 500 pips up to there. Okay, we're not interested in that level yet. Okay, if this level broke, then we would be, right? Now, Euro New Zealand dollar is basically contingent on this weekly chart, right? So imagine this. Imagine you get a candle that finishes like this. Let's remove this old target. Okay. So if you get a weekly candle that looks like that at this last high, and this was the high from August 23, this is like a year old, right? So it's quite a substantial level. And look how the market reacted at that level. So we know it's important, right? So we know here is important. If we get a weekly candle that finishes like this, I am not interested in buying this pair, right? Simple as that. I'm not interested in buying it. If, however, we got a weekly candle that looked, there you go, back to the old terrible candles. Yeah, let's say it had a bit of a top wick, right? If we had a green candle that looked like that, right, then yes, interested in buying Euro New Zealand dollar. So you see what I mean? The weekly candle is really going to determine what I do here because this is a weekly level. If it breaks, I'm interested in buys. If it holds, I'm interested in selling. Simple as that. Let's drop down to the day chart. Now, see, it's all to do with that weekly candle. I'm not, again, this is clearly in an uptrend, right? We're in an uptrend and this is where we're at. But we haven't broken this high, right? This wick closed back into this high, right? And we're at a weekly resistance level. So this is telling me to sell, but daily trend and structure is telling me to buy. So Euro New Zealand is at a real crossroads here. You've got weekly selling pressure. You've got daily buying pressure. Who will win, weekly or daily? And the answer is, I will let the market tell me, right? I'm not going to hedge my bets on who will win. I will wait for there to be a winner and then trade the winner, right? So what do I mean by that, right? So what will happen is you'll probably get this, right? So weekly level sellers, daily low buyers, weekly resistance sellers, daily low buyers. You'll probably end up with a bit of sideways action here because of those two weekly and daily forces, sellers and buyers. And then all I'll do is wait for a winner. right? If it breaks to the upside, we can buy. If it breaks to the downside, we can sell. Simple as that. But right now, it's not tradable for me. If I had to, if you said, I'm going to wait for a winner. But if you said, Tom, you have to trade it, I would sell this level because this uptrend has stopped making higher highs at a weekly level, and I would potentially sell it. All right, guys. So yeah, on that, I hope that helps, Noor. On that note, guys, thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for all of your questions. We can't do it without you guys. Really enjoy the company. Same time again tomorrow for more of the same, 8 a.m. New York EST. Get your questions ready for me. Any questions we didn't answer today, we can answer tomorrow. All right. So have a great trading day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.